Good morning, everyone. It is Tuesday, April 11th, 2023. Yesterday, we did our live on the transition to 4232 and what the week trajectory brings throughout this line movement. And I went into depth of how 42 shows up. 42 is one of my natural gates, and how grounding this 32 is in support of that 42. So if you're interested in hearing that recording or learning more or coming to the next live event and having that whole week prepared for, feel free to join the group in the link below. We have a free month trial, and then after that it's just $25 a month with events every day, multiple events, multiple ways to connect to you, to connect to your energy, to check in with where you're at and how you're doing amongst this life. So let's get into it. We're in the first line day of 42 and 32, and it can be a little uncomfortable or exploratory, depending on how your perception is of this energy. First line days are great for laying a foundation for their week. They're great for looking at life in new ways, creating a sense of new stability, new pathways for the direction in which we're going in. We each have this like cycle of like, okay, we're going this direction, and then we reach a completion on that part of the cycle. And although it's still the same path, we're taking the next step for the next cycle. And this is kind of what this first line is, the next step for the next cycle. All right, so this energy is all about completing something, and not completing something like it is the end of the end of the end, but like completing this milestone and moving on to the next one, because we understand there really is no ending here. But there are stopping points, there are completion points, there are shifting points. And this is what this 42 energy brings, is this wanting to achieve, wanting to complete, wanting to check off, wanting to get to that experience where we move through something, experience it fully, and move on to the next thing. Okay. So the first line energy here in this 42 is the energy to be open to receiving luck with like selfless pursuits, which is really, to me, it feels like soul level growth, soul level desire, soul level trajectory, right? And it's being open to receiving support, being open to receiving help, being open to receiving whatever it is the universe is bringing in to help you complete, help you move through this experience. And when it says selfless pursuits and I say like soul path, it's not like, how can I get to this thing for me and my desires and my wants, of like that like selfish energy of just me, right? It is the who do I want to be? What is my soul aching for? And the soul is rooted in love, and that love is internal and external. So we are being open to receiving in this space. And the 32 is supporting that. And the 32-1 is the energy to understand that a successful relationship, successful change takes practice and patience. So this first line energy is like, okay, you are receiving support for this soul level trajectory, and it's going to take time and practice. The ending isn't going to be here. The completion isn't going to be here right away. You're on the first steps of this experience, of this change, and it takes time for that to come through. So we've got that first line energy going on today until about 4:29 p.m. Eastern time. And then we switch over to the second line. And the second line energy is the energy to remain true to your higher self and follow your heart. And this is that 42-2, to remain true to your soul's calling and follow that soul path. Follow that thing. That is the step towards completion, is to follow that higher self. And 32-2 is the energy to learn something beyond our capabilities. So we are all naturally good at certain things, and our soul is in alignment with those natural skills and abilities, but there's always room for growth and improvement. And if we want to reach a completion state, it's really reminding us that we might have to learn something new. We might have to adapt. We might have to change. We might have to experience a little bit more in order to get to that completion point. So the second line energy is bringing that expansiveness, that spending your energy doing something a little bit more than what you have been doing in order to reach that completion. And then our emotions today through the moon. They're currently in gate 11. Gate 11 comes out of that Ajna somewhere there. And it is the energy to use this almost positive energy to enhance the experience. Now, this 11 is labeled the gate of ideas. So you can put that two and two together. And more often than not, when we're using this 11, it's because we are experiencing things that might be less than this positive experience that we see available to us. And so this 11 is bringing in that enhancement, that higher, that more powerful, more expansive energy into something that might be a little less than that. Okay, so we've got that going on until 10:31 a.m. Eastern time, so just for a little bit longer here, and then we move into gate 10. And gate 10 is going to create a defined throat and a defined G center for those of you who don't already have one. And this 10 is encouraging us. It's the energy to be our most humble, most loving self, which is that soul connection with that G center right there. 10 is the being that just wants to be, fully be itself and go on its path. And because it's connected to 20, we're going to be communicating about who we are being, what we are doing. Okay, so we have that until 8:13 p.m. Eastern time, and then we move to gate 58. And gate 58 is going to drop that throat, drop that G center, and give us a little bit of root pressure. And that 58 is the energy to bring joy into our experiences, to bring happiness, to bring the pressure to enjoy our experiences to its fullest. This is where I feel like gratitude and appreciation and just pure love energy comes through this experience. So we have a chance to just love learning new things, love connecting to our higher self, love the direction in which we're going in. And I find that really beautiful. So we have that 58 until 5:53 a.m. Eastern time tomorrow. We also had a switch from Venus, was in gate 8, where we were connecting with each other and pulling in the community together, to gate 20, which is the gate of expression of this present moment. So there's a lot of presence, there's a lot of right nowness, a lot of like taking what's currently going on and speaking it into existence here. And the skill of 20 is knowing when to speak and when not to speak here. And this Venus, we really value the right now, the present moment. So this next few days, we're really going to value being in this present moment, connecting in this present moment, communicating in this present moment, what our experience is. Okay. So we have a very, what I feel like is a beautiful day. I hope you guys all have a great one, enjoy this experience, and can lean into what it is that this soul that resides in you wants to do, wants to be, where it wants to go, what it wants to work on, how it wants to expand, and be willing to move forward in that energy. All right, I love you guys so much, and I will see you next time.